Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I'm showing you a brand new Rolex, released just this year in 2026. One I was lucky enough to get my hands on 2 weeks ago. I got the call from my AD telling me the watch was available, and honestly, I can't even describe the excitement. When Rolex first announced this year's new models, this particular piece got a huge amount of attention right away, mine included. I managed to try it on in boutique, and I fell completely in love with it. I think it's an incredible watch. This model is genuinely polarizing. People either love it or hate it. There's no in between. And yes, there's been a lot of negative reaction around it online. But you know how it goes? Taste is taste. Everyone's entitled to their own. My AD put me on the list for this one, and she called me back about a month later to tell me it was in. The day I got that call, I went straight to pick it up. So, without further waiting, here's the watch. And here's the Oyster Perpetual, 36 millimeters, Jubilee dial, reference 126000. I love this dial. I love this watch. The Oyster Perpetual is, in my opinion, simply perfect. It's the entry point into the Rolex collection, but honestly, I can't find a single flaw in it. It's simple, it's efficient, and it does exactly what it needs to do. The case is in brushed steel, not the polished mirror finish you see elsewhere. And that brushed steel gives it a more sober, more discreet look. This particular piece is 36 millimeters, which is perfect for my wrist. I have a smaller wrist, and this size just works. To me, this is the ideal summer watch, something you can wear anywhere, in any situation. There's been a fair amount of criticism around this model, mainly people saying the dial is hard to read. But honestly, after wearing it every day for 2 weeks, I can read the time perfectly. The hour markers and hands catch the light beautifully. Legibility has never been an issue for me. Now let's talk about this dial because there's a lot of confusion around it. When people hear Jubilee, they usually think of the bracelet, the 5-link one you see on GMTs and Datejusts. But here, Jubilee refers to the dial motif, not the bracelet. Two completely different things, and Rolex knows people mix them up. This pattern actually goes back to the late 70s. It became really well known on the 1985 40th anniversary Datejust. Tiny blocks spelling out ROLEX repeated across the dial. But back then, it was always done in a single color. Subtle, tonal, honestly pretty easy to miss if you didn't know what you were looking at. This is the first time Rolex has ever done it in 10 colors. 10. Applied one at a time, layer by layer. That's a first in the history of this motif. And here's something that tells you everything about how Rolex sees this piece. This same reference, 126000, exists in 9 other colors: silver, pistachio, dark green, candy pink, turquoise, lavender, and more. All one solid color, much simpler to produce. This Jubilee dial is objectively harder to make, 10 colors applied individually instead of one. And yet Rolex prices it exactly the same, around 6,500 euros. Same as every other color in the lineup. That's not an accident. If they wanted to, they could easily charge more for this one. The fact that they didn't tells you they're not treating it as some kind of premium special piece. They're treating it as part of the family, just a louder member of it. Let's get into the build for a second. It's 904L steel, Rolex's own alloy, extremely corrosion resistant. Screw down twin lock crown, 100 meters water resistant. So yes, you can wear this in the pool, at the beach, no worries there. And here's a technical detail that surprises a lot of people. Even though the dial is called Jubilee, this watch comes on the Oyster bracelet, the classic 3-link one. Not the Jubilee bracelet, so the name only applies to the dial, nowhere else on the watch. Worth knowing if you're out there looking for one, because you might be picturing the wrong bracelet entirely. For me, this piece sits in a different category than the rest of my collection. It's not the one I reach for every single day, but it's the one that starts a conversation the moment someone catches it on my wrist, in a way none of my more classic pieces ever do. And I think that's exactly what Rolex was going for with this release. A brand known for restraint, showing everyone it can still take a risk when it wants to. So that's the Oyster Perpetual 36, reference 126000, Jubilee dial. If you enjoyed this one, let me know down in the comments what you think. Love it or hate it, I want to hear it. And if you want more content like this, more finds, more boutique stories, make sure you're subscribed. I'm the Parisian Explorer. See you in the next one.